All right, welcome to lesson number 9, where we're going to be focusing on psychological safety. This is kind of the end result of using these emotionally scientific tools. You'll create emotional intelligence for yourself, but you create psychological safety for your team. So what does psychological safety result in? Well, Google did a study about psychological safety because they were curious as to what made a team truly successful, because they have lots of teams in Google. So they studied education, they studied determination, and all these other factors like purpose and goal setting. And then they added this other factor, psychological safety. And they found that psychological safety was the number one factor in creating a productive, innovative team. And they measured that team output against all their other teams. The ones with the highest psychological safety correlated highly to the ones with the most productive, innovative output. Didn't matter if they had Ivy League education, lofty goals, and had a high purpose and innovation. No. It was psychological safety. So these emotionally scientific skills that we're talking about here have a huge impact on how well each team will function. And it's very dependent from team to team. So your team leaders and the work that each team does is really significant in being able to create psychological safety. You can't just sprinkle it down from the top to the bottom. The upper management can create opportunity and examples for the others to do, but each leader needs to be trained individually. So to be a great leader, you've got to have a great way to train your culture. Great leadership doesn't just osmote into all corners of your organization. You have to intentionally cultivate culture and create psychologically safe teams. That's why this unit on emotional psychology and emotional science is so important, that you get this into your teams. That's why we selected it, because it's the number one way to get teams. Now, Amy Edmondson from Harvard was really the person who coined this term earlier in her life. And she studied it within organizations within the medical world. And she found that, again, teams with high levels of psychological safety were better learners, better innovators, better quality, had higher satisfaction. We see this again and again, where we're ticking off all these satisfaction bells, all these productivity bells, all these working bells with tools that affect the emotional output, the emotional situation of a team. So it's very critical that you pay attention during these psychological skills, that you gain these skills so that you can use them in your teams for the sake of the patients, for the sake of the team that's running the procedures. It's just can't be understood enough that this is an area of significance for your teamwork, to focus on these psychological foundations. Now, a McKinsey study showed that in order to get this, you do have to invest time. It definitely takes time. The ones that were able to pull this off, according to this McKinsey study, took time, and they had a specific type of training, like we're giving you here, in order to do this. So in order to be a great leader, you have to have a great curriculum, because you can't just use your instincts and just osmote those to other people. Now, we've taken years and years to create this curriculum, and these are based on decades of studies of what works and what doesn't in the workplace. And that's why I've selected the 80-20 rule, the things that will get you closest to that 80% of things that will get you the most success in your work. So this is one of them. Investing time and training your people in emotional safety, psychological safety, and emotional science is going to be critical for your organization.